Hello and welcome to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion out for the very first time in Sri Lanka. We are live at 10:30 today. Well, we had to shift the show tonight to 10:30 due to a few unavoidable circumstances. So my sincere apologies to that as well. But yes, the show will go on. We are live once again for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's pre-match press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been about almost 2 weeks both for us with boredom, frustration without football, and Premier League is back, football is back, Manchester United is back, and in other words, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is back in action as well. Is it do or die for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Because plenty of things to talk about, a lot of injuries, a few injuries in fact, one major injury concern during that international break. The international break is over, Premier League is back, a few players playing their games today, midday in their in their countries. At midday, their games tonight. Will they be having a go at the match against Leicester as well with the injuries going on? A tough set of fixtures. Manchester United being knocked out of the Carabao Cup. A tough set of fixtures. We've had a few fixtures before this as well. A few disappointing results. The play style. A lot of questions to be asked by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself. And yes, to get those answers, we've got, I think, the best set of fixtures coming up. And to start off at Saturday, we've got Leicester City. And if I'm not wrong, that is at 7 p.m. Let me just double check that as well. But as always, the journalists doing their best with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, asking those superb questions from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And one question that was asked from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, so Ole, it's been quite tough days for you at Manchester United. You've been here for three years. A lot of questions around Manchester United as well. How is the weather like in Manchester today? Because from Sri Lanka, especially a few big, United channels watching, and they're very curious to know about the weather in Manchester as well. That was one good question I thought asked from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the other question was like, Ole, once again, you've been at Manchester for 3 years, a legend, a super sub, you've got it all. But throughout your career, be it your playing career or managing career, one thing we Manchester United fans and journalists still don't know is your favorite color. So, Ole, we would like to know your favorite color. And it's like, it's red, it's red, Manchester red. And once again, disappointing. The journalists have been disappointing as always. Crap questions asked once again. I've hardly spotted a good question there. But yes, I'm doing my duty, bringing you the questions, bringing you Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's answers to them as well, and also my opinion. And yes, I'm allowed, in fact, giving you the platform to share out your opinion as well. So to start off, we'll start with the first question that was asked from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And the first question that was asked, I think this was sort of a good question that was asked. One of the standout questions out of the lots that were asked from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And the question is, the current situation on Rafael Varane after he picked up an injury, Harry Maguire's situation. Basically, the question was, what is the situation at the central defense, considering the fact that we've been hit by injuries, and also an update, in fact, on Fred and Cavani, since their games have been at 1:30 p.m. according to their time. So yes, an update on them as well. So yes, the first question, like I told you, an update on the situation in the defense. And just before I move on to that, Business World by Ajmer sends love. Abdul Basit says, hi bro, you're doing great. MUFC Talk 7 says, keep it up with the good work, mate. Thanks a lot for all the love shared out there. Really appreciate it. Do subscribe to our channel if you want to. Give us a like and share this video as well. We are at 130 subscribers at the moment. So do get us to 150 by October the 31st. I think that's plenty of time as well. So yes, do subscribe to our channel, share this video to your mates out there, Manchester United fans, family mates, anybody you've got there, just get them to subscribe and give this video a like as well. So to start off, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire, the situation at our central defense, and an update on Fred and Cavani. So what Solskjaer did have to say on this is that the international breaks are sometimes the time to cross your fingers and hope for the best, because as we see with Varane, he's got an injury out for a few weeks, but Lindelof and Bailey played in the internationals and got good game time. That's good for us. So if you do not know, and even if you do know, so Rafael Varane did get hit, is hit with an injury at the moment. How long he'll be out, as of now, it's not quite confirmed. What we've got as of now is that Rafael Varane, in fact, will be out for a few weeks. When will Varane be back? We're not quite sure. A few positives on Harry Maguire. And what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did have to say on Harry Maguire is that Harry Maguire's joined us on the grass this morning. That's the first time he's been on the grass as well. So I'm not really quite sure if Harry Maguire will start. In fact, not just quite sure, I think most probably Harry Maguire won't start for Manchester United, because after injury, this has been his first time out on grass, like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, or in other words, out for training. So yes, he'll take a few weeks, maybe. I'm not quite sure if he will even make it midweek for the UCL game, but maybe next week for the Premier League game. I think Harry Maguire will be available. As of Rafael Varane, he'll be out for a few weeks, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks, or maybe even four weeks, which makes it a month. In fact, almost 5 crucial fixtures. We've got the likes of Leicester, Atalanta, and better games coming up. So, like the caption says it all, do or die for Ole. He's been hit with injuries. We've been questioning him. In fact. We need answers. Those answers, I think the best way to get those answers from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is this set of fixtures. And he's been put out there to the ultimate test. His central defense, the two main defenders, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire out, Edinson Cavani and Fred likely to be out as well. So you talk about squad depth, this is the time to show the quality in squad depth if we've got that quality, because we've seen that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lacks trust. And I know Manchester United, in fact, have got squad depth. But is that really going to work? Because last season, Manchester United, the bench, in fact, that is the likes of Donny van de Beek, Alex Telles, Dalot. Dalot was on loan, in fact, a few other players as well. They've not been getting good game time to get their legs warmed up for a match they have to play 90 minutes or a few weeks, where a main player would be hit with an injury and they'll have to start for the team for a few minutes as well. They've not been given that game time. So this season, we've spoken about squad depth and all that. We've got the quality, but have they got that game time to show off that quality is the question. And I think this will be the ultimate test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Will these set of fixtures get that sack for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I told you this earlier. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at this moment is safer than Thomas Tuchel's job. So you never know. The Glazers love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know that we, in fact, have a few doubts. We have a lot of questions going on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. In fact, this is his time to prove us wrong, and show the fact that he's got that quality in him as a manager. And we've seen it in the past. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out against the big teams. We've seen it against Manchester City, how we hit them on the break. We've got the upper hand. Likes of Liverpool, yes, a few ups and downs, but we've played quite well against the likes of Liverpool. Leicester, we've kept them quiet. Tottenham Hotspur, yes, I know we did go for that 6-1 defeat, but after that we in fact recovered quite well. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has stepped up at moments like this in the past. And will he do that again? This time it's much more different. The pressure is much more. His job seems to be on the fence as well. The atmosphere is changing. Fans going at him. Talks about the dressing room changing on him as well. He's been hit with crucial injuries. The squad depth, you talk about squad depth, bench not being given enough game time. Like I told you, this is the ultimate test for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Further on, adding to that, on Fred and Edinson Cavani, what Solskjaer did have to say is that Fred and Edinson Cavani played a full game this morning, 1:30 kickoff. We are not counting on them time to rest and recover. They played well, not injured, but hopefully they can be involved in midweek, that is for the UEFA Champions League game. So I think Edinson Cavani and Fred most probably won't be available for that game, but let me tell you this. We've had questions about the Brazilians playing in the past because of the Brazil ban, but once it was lifted, we did see Fred have a place in that bench. So you might see Fred in that bench. You might see Edinson Cavani, which I think is unlikely. If one of those two are to get to that bench, I think it'll be Fred. One, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes Fred and McTominay. We're fed up of it. He likes them. He keeps being stubborn. So yes, you might see Fred earn a spot on that bench if he is available, because even after that ban was lifted at that last moment, we saw Fred get a place on that bench as well. So not quite sure, there's no clarity in that. I'm quite sure they will not start, but whether they'll be on that bench, I'm not quite sure. He says it's time to rest and recover. I think yes, it's crucial that players rest and recover, because we've been hit with some very big injuries as well, and we don't want any other injuries on key players as well. Apart from that, on internationals, I think Ronaldo stood out, 4 goals once again. At 36, 37, he's showing what he can still do. I'll tell you what, Ronaldo is not here at Manchester United to retire. He is here to win. And if we don't turn things around at Manchester United, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't turn things around Manchester United, I know that this is very unlikely to happen, but you still can see Ronaldo leave by the end of this season if things go badly. I know it's very, very unlikely to happen, but Cristiano Ronaldo is Ronaldo. He left Juventus because he knew things won't work out. You never know what it'll be with Manchester United. Moving on to the next question. Now, these questions are what get me on my nerve. Leicester start to the season and all his thoughts on their start. Like, what sort of a question is it to ask? There's so much going around Manchester United. There's so much going around Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A lot of questions being asked by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A lot of answers to be given by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A lot of answers to be given by Manchester United. You see now clubs that have been down are starting to get up to that mark. Newcastle, new owners. It won't be long since they get into that top 6 race as well. It won't be long since they start acting as a big club. Because trust me, I did read, a source did come out and say that Newcastle had offered a contract, in fact had approached Zinedine Zidane, but Zidane had rejected it because he only wants France. If this is true, Newcastle United are already acting like a serious club, acting like the old days as a serious club. They've approached Zinedine Zidane. I know it's very unlikely Zidane going to Newcastle United, but approaching him itself shows the motives the Newcastle owners have got right now. And compare that to Manchester United, I think I really don't have to say anything on that, because we know who the Glazers are. We've seen it. Their history speaks. I know it's all terrifying for us, but yes, we have to live with it, hope for the best, and we'll see what happens in future, because we've got to act fast before these teams start acting fast as well, because we see Newcastle, like I keep telling you, Newcastle start moving. If they start hitting the ground running, it'll be too little too late for us. Arsenal, there are rumors that Arsenal might change owners as well. If that does happen, that's another club starting to act like a big club. So we've got to hit the ground running now. There's no time for a little nap or rest. B. Sharon says, fire content. Thanks a lot. Thank you all for all the love shown on the channel as well. Do keep sending your comments, your opinions, your statements, your questions, anything you've got Manchester United related on the live chat as well. This is your platform to voice your opinion out. So yes, do send in your thoughts on the live chat as well, because your chat is what keeps the show going on as well. So let's move on to the next question. We are quite late today as well. So like I said, Leicester starts the season and all his thoughts on it. Once again, a stupid question. I really don't understand who is asking these questions. Are they really Manchester United fans? Are they journalists who really are concerned about Manchester United, or are these just journalists being sent out there? Here's the cash, now go ask those questions from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, just doing their job for the sake of it, or are they like really into this? Because these questions asked by a manager, a Manchester United manager, are not the questions, because there are better questions you can ask. You can ask the likes of a question like, Ollie, Rashford's back, Pogba is there. You've been playing Pogba on that left flank. Are we going to see Pogba benched once again just to accommodate Matic and Fred and Rashford on that left flank? Or are we going to see Pogba move to that midfield again? You could ask, there are so many questions out there. And you also can talk about Tony Van de Beek's situation, him being linked to Juventus, his agent having talks with Juventus about game time not being given to the bench. Is that quality going to be shown? The fact that we've been hit with injuries, so many good questions out there to ask, but yet you come up with questions like, what is the weather out in Manchester, and what is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's favorite color? So let me give you Ole's reply on that question as well. He says, it's early doors in this season. Sorry there. Sometimes you don't really see the real picture. That is Leicester City, are in the Europa League. They've got lots of games. I've got the utmost respect. They've signed well. I totally agree with that. The signings have been superb. I think they are the perfect example for a well-run club. Manchester United, the Glazers should watch them. Yes, they say that they don't know what football is. Well, you've got people to watch and learn. Watch the likes of Leicester City, the perfect example for a well-run club. You don't know who to recruit. Look at who Leicester targets. Go for those targets at least, because I thought Saumare and Patson Daka are superb signings. Daka is most probably a replacement for Jamie Vardy, and I think Saumare might turn out to be a replacement for Wilfred Ndidi, because Ndidi seems to be on the move as well, or maybe a Yuri Tielemans. Anyway, they are the perfect example for a well-run club, and their signings have been superb, especially the likes of Kagla Soyuncu, we've seen, and now Saumare and Daka. So moving on, Leicester City, let Leicester be Leicester. Solskjaer says, yes, they Leicester are in the Europa League. They've got a lot of games as well. I've got the utmost respect. They've signed well, good players who will gel into the team. He also adds, sometimes it takes time to gel. I've seen them play some very good football, but like most of us, conceded goals. We shouldn't. Every time we go down there, it's a difficult game. Definitely, Leicester is going to be a difficult game. I think Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. Yes, he's bottled a few games, bottled the top four at times as well. But that apart, throughout the past few seasons, they have been playing good football. But this season, in my opinion, for me, the football has not been quite convincing. Is it because the Europa League? Is it because the legs are starting to get tired now because they've got extra games in the Europa League? Because their football has not been quite convincing for me. Will this be a competitive game? Definitely, Leicester will come with a plan, with a style of play, with proper plan, with proper tactics, whereas Manchester United, we never know what Manchester United will offer for us a game next week, this week, be it tomorrow, be it yesterday, be it tomorrow, the day after, or a week forward as well. We never know what Manchester United will offer, because we, Manchester United, don't have a brand of play. We don't have a style of play. And that is a huge question on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I think he has to get answers. Against Everton, I thought the first few minutes was really convincing. I saw some good football. And then Fred decided to be Fred, and Ole was on the fence again. Unfortunate for that as well. MUFC Talk 7 says, I understand we all want to win trophies and fans are right to be impatient, but hope Ole is the first one to win us the Premier League. But let's see how the new signings blend in and see how his team selections will be. Totally agree with you, mate. I think I really wanted, to be honest, I really wanted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to win that Europa League because I really wanted to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a Manchester United manager lift that trophy, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has did a good job the past few seasons. He went beyond expectations. He got us third place. He got us second place as well. And that last step was to get that trophy, to fill up his trophy cabinet. I know he won the league against Molde, but let's leave Molde aside. This is top quality football. This is Manchester United. I really wanted to see him lift that trophy, but unfortunately, I thought he was a victim of his own decision making, considering those substitutes. Yes, is Oli the man? This season, a lot of questions on Oli, a lot of questions asked. He's got to deliver. He is under pressure. He has delivered previously under pressure. We know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer delivers under pressure. Under pressure. I'm sorry, there again. And we've also seen Oli deliver against the big teams, especially the big six. Can he do it again? Circumstances are different situation now. He's been hit with injuries. Yes, we've got new signings. How is he going to get these players adopt? Is he going to bring a brand of play? Because the questions are, Manchester United don't have a style of play. They don't have a brand of football. Is he going to bring these in? We've got squad depth now. We've got quality. He's got to give game time. He's got to rotate the squad. He's got so much more. His expectations are higher every season, and this season it's at the highest. Especially why I think it is because he got third in his first season. He was as a permanent manager, in fact. He got third in his first season, second the next, and yes, the order, it goes 3, 2, 1. Is that ascending, descending? I can't quite remember feeling that mass also right now. Let's not think about that. But yes, so yes, we want him to. In fact, that's descending, isn't it? Because it's smallest. So yes, if we go in the descending order 3, 2, it's time to get to that first spot. Will he? Because we've seen City bolt and strengthen their squads as well. We've seen Liverpool, how well Jurgen Klopp is managing. Brighton, Graham Potter is doing a good job. I know it's early stages, but I've admired Graham Potter because I think he is a great manager. Tottenham Hotspur, them aside, Arsenal aside, Leicester, yes, likely Aston Villa are looking much better, West Ham looking much better, Manchester United themselves look to be a top European squad. You see, I told you, it's the same situation as Frank Lampard was a few seasons back. He got his signings, the expectations were high, but the results were not there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this season has got his signings. The expectations are higher. Is he going to deliver the results? The past few results have not been the best. We should have got better points, and now these big results, the big matches are coming up. The likes of Leicester, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, these big fixtures coming up. The UCL is coming up. Better squad, a top European squad. Expectations are higher. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to deliver. And I'll tell you what, I think Oli is going to get this whole season for himself because we've seen pundits say it as well. I know there's media circulation as well if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be in the job, but I think Ole will be in the job, especially because of our owners, the Glazers. They love Ole. Ole protects the Glazers and they love that he protects them. They've given him the signings they want as well, I should say that. Yes, it is a little late. The likes of Jadon Sancho have been a little late, but yes, top signings once again. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo, a club legend, a legend of the sport itself. It's time to deliver for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In my perspective, in my opinion, would I give this season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I'm not quite sure, but as long as he is a Manchester United manager, I'm definitely backing him. So yes, I hope Ole Gunnar Solskjaer delivers those results and changes things around for Manchester United and those doubters out there as well. Like MUFC Talk 7 says, this season should be great with these signings. There you are, mate. This season should be great. Okay, so there can't be doubts, it should be great with this signing. So definitely we've got the likes of Ronaldo, Varane, Fernandes, Pogba, Cavani, Van der Beek. I know he doesn't use Van der Beek, but we've still got him in that squad. Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire. We've got a lot of depth. We've got a top quality squad. Time to deliver, do or die for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Let's move on to the next question. Plenty of questions asked, plenty of not very good questions as well. So the next question that was asked by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, this tough set of fixtures, is it going to bring the best out of United, considering the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself has produced the results, has produced the results in the past? And what Solskjaer did have to say is that we've added some exciting players going forward. We've scored goals. It's a nice time to be an attacking player for us as well. I'm not quite sure about that, to be honest. We need to keep that going, keep attacking, have MUFC, having the MUFC DNA going on. He also adds, as well as defending well, come together as a team and make sure we are hard to play against. I can't think Atalanta, Liverpool, only Leicester. The key is we think one game at a time. We are looking forward to this run. Every good player wants to play the best teams, and we've got some of the best teams coming up, is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to say. You talk about it's a good time to be attacking player for Manchester United. Happy times for Manchester United being an attacking player. I'm not quite sure about that, because the past few matches we've seen our own attackers being quite frustrated. Not the fact that they've not got playing time, the fact that they've played and we've still been unable to get over the line. We've seen Bruno Fernandes being frustrated throughout the match, throughout matches as well, going in at the referees, going in at players. We've seen Cristiano Ronaldo walk straight away to that dressing room. We've seen, Donny van de Beek throw his gum as well. I know that's a different situation, of course. We've seen Paul Pogba being unhappy as well. So is it really a time for Manchester United players as an attacker? Is it happy times? Is it a good time to be a Manchester United attacker? I'm not quite sure about that, because we've not been at our best, have we? Last season, I thought a few games we lost and drew this season. I thought we won this season. And is it going to be the games we won, we lose this season? The games we lost, are we going to win this season? I hope things really change around, because things have been on the fence for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. A brand of play, we are yet to see that under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, proper brand of football, proper style of play. Proper tactics by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think we are yet to see that from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. His substitutions are still to be questioned. At times, at times it's too late. And against Everton, we saw a substitution which was unnecessary. I'm not quite sure if it was unnecessary, but definitely it was way too early. And that is bringing Cristiano Ronaldo on in for Edinson Cavani. I thought it was way too early. And if it was the right substitution, I'm not quite sure. You should have taken out Greenwood out, in fact, and brought in Cristiano Ronaldo. So is it the best of times to be a Manchester United attacker? Definitely not for me. As well as defending, I think there are a lot of issues to fix on that defense as well, because throughout this season we've seen Manchester United get caught out on that. In fact, the counter attack as well, and we've seen Bruno Fernandes come out and talk about that as well, because we did concede a goal on our own corner as well. So let's move on to the next question. And listen, look at this question. Would you take a look at this? Now, look at this. So yes, the next question by the journalist to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is Newcastle's takeover. What do you think? All right, all right. Really, is this a question to be asked at this time? Yes, Newcastle's takeover, but let that be. Ask that some other time, not before a match, not at a pre-match press conference. But what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say is also that. Yes, let me get to that as well. On Newcastle's takeover, what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did have to say is of course it's not been my focus, but I've noticed it happened. I didn't think it was gonna go through, but now it has, and it is gonna change the picture. He also added, long term it's gonna be interesting to watch, and it has been the talk of football for the last 2 weeks, and that's what they want in the end. But as I said, it's not my focus. I don't want to join in that political discussion. It's interesting because we've seen a few clubs, namely Manchester United. We've seen the likes of City and Liverpool going against this takeover, and they've in fact requested the Premier League to investigate on this situation as well. It's a shame on these big clubs actually, because the Premier League has approved this, and Newcastle have been taken over by new owners, Saudi Arabians. And if you are being one of the best European clubs, being one of the best clubs in England, biggest clubs in England. Whether a club is being taken by rich owners, poor owners, or the ownership has completely changed shouldn't matter, because if you are a top European club, you should be focusing on your club, you should be focusing on your football. You should only take that as a positive, as added competition, and improve on your team, improve on your football, improve on your management, improve on your club. Not go and appeal and say the Premier League to investigate on this. It's actually a shame for me, in my opinion. It's actually a shame, to be honest, in my opinion. Moving on, let's move on to the next question as well. To be asking on Newcastle is not the type of questions I was looking forward to be honest, on this pre-match press conference. If you are watching this live, do subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, share this video. We are at 129 subscribers. Let's get to 150 by the 31st of October. So do share this video. If you are new, do subscribe as well. Send in your opinions, your thoughts, your statements, your questions, anything Manchester United related on that live chat as well, because it is you who keeps this show running. So let's move on to the next question. After the Newcastle takeover was the question that was asked from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is an update on Rashford. I think we've all been waiting for this. We've all been waiting to see Rashford back on the training ground as well. If you do follow us on Instagram, yes, you did receive your updates. Marcus Rashford is back training with the squad as well. He was back some time back. He was fully fit and is training with the Manchester United squad as well. But there were also sources saying that he has gained 4 kilos on his lower body, that is muscle, and considering his upper body, he has lost weight because of his shoulder injury, and Manchester United specifically want him to gain back those lost gains as well, to go on with the Premier League. The update on Rashford, what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did have to say is that he's in the squad, so that is positives for you. Big news for you, Manchester United fans. Big news for Rashford fans out there. If you are a Rashford fan, he is in the squad. If he is going to start or not, I can't tell you now. He's worked really hard throughout the layoff, been really bright this week, and had a 60-minute involvement behind closed doors last week, so he is raring to go. In my opinion, I think Rashford will be starting for Manchester United, considering the fact he has played that 60 minutes against, in fact, behind closed doors. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer also did say a few weeks back that Marcus Rashford has been getting in a few tackles, and it was good to see. He did emphasize on that as well. So I really think Marcus Rashford will start on that left flank for Manchester United against Leicester City. That'll be his first start for the season as well. So it's good to see Rashford back, but I am in fact a little worried because he is on pre-schedule as well, considering recovery, and along with his shoulder injury. We did see last season he was hit with an ankle injury as well, and a few months back what was said out that was Marcus Rashford's ankle injury too had recovered along with his time he took to recover that shoulder injury. Very weird, to be honest. Is it true? Is it not? I'm not quite sure, but I hope Marcus Rashford is fully fit. If he is not fully fit, if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what I would say, Rashford, I know you are keen to get onto that pitch. You gotta rest. This is a matter of your career and not this season. If you are going to ruin your career, you get on and start on that pitch. If you want, think about your career, think long term. What I suggest you to do is stay there, recover, get back once you are fully fit. So give time to your body as well. So yes, hopefully Rashford will be starting, and I hope and I pray that Marcus Rashford is fully fit, considering his shoulder and ankle as well. Yes, the next question that was asked from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is an update on Ronaldo. Will he be left out once again, considering his international form? Because he's been playing quite well. We've seen how he changed that game upside down. Bruno Fernandes giving the first assist to that Portuguese player as well. I'm not quite sure who it was. I think Sancho and Varane do need their assist from Bruno Fernandes to get their first goals for the Manchester United career going on as well. And on Cristiano Ronaldo, the update on Ronaldo is that he's an exceptional player, exceptional finisher, goal scorer, exceptional pro. It's hard to leave him out, and I think everyone would love to. How they say, if you can go and play 6 games in 6 days and play the same 11 every time. I'm not quite sure if Ronaldo should have been benched against Everton. Yes, he was benched. Cavani played quite well, and should he have been taken out at that time? No. If you are starting, you've got to start with Ronaldo. If you are starting, you've got to start with Cavani and give proper time for Cavani, because Cavani is quite good at the moment. He is playing quite well. He did play quite well against Everton. We've seen what Cavani can offer when he's given that start, considering the likes of pressing the opponents as well. To add on to that, what Solskjaer did say is that it's great about rotation. We need to get to April, May with everyone firing. We got to May in the final stretch of last season and we were too tired. I manage the players for the club. It's nice to have him on the pitch. He'll always come up with the goods. The more we have him on the pitch, the better. He himself knows the fact that the more we have him on the pitch, the better, and then he decides to bench him against Everton right before an international break. Are you really concerned about the Portuguese team? Do you want to manage the Portuguese team, Ole? Because you've been benching Ronaldo on the bench. You know probably what he said is, Ronnie, you played quite a lot. You got a tough set of fixtures coming out for Portugal. You got to prove the doubters wrong. They call you Finnish. They call him that, Lionel Messi guy and PSG. The goal they're not you, so you've got to rest and, prove them wrong. So sit on the bench. I've got Cavani. Yeah, mi home Real Matador. I didn't think Cavani. Yeah, he's going to start. I'll get you on for 35 minutes. Don't you worry, Ronnie. But yeah, you've got to prove those doubters wrong because they keep calling Messi the GOAT. Yeah, so maybe that is why he actually, bench Ronaldo. I'm not quite sure why he did that. He shouldn't have done that. If he was starting, he's got to start with Ronaldo. He shouldn't be benching, like Sir Alex Ferguson said, like it was called out on that clip as well. Alex Ferguson did say, Habib, you've got to start with your best players. Did he start with his best players? I'm not quite sure about that. Definitely, when he says you've got to start your best players, we have two questions. McTominay and Fred. What is he going to do with that? Because definitely he's not one of the best players out there, because we've got Matic. If you've got Matic on the squad, you've got to start Matic. If he is unable to play 50 to 60 games, you should have sold him and, got a CDM. Ruben Neves was there right in front of your eyes. When Neves played against Manchester United, a possible red card for Pogba, which should have been given, he avoided that. He stood up. He showed Ole, I want to come to United. I'm not going to give Pogba that red card. I'm going to stand up and I'm then going to fall down. So the referee gives me the yellows. Take me to United. Take me to United. Ruben Neves was saying, Ole, get me in. Get me in. But you say, no, I'm happy. Anything else is a bonus, what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said. And I don't see Matic starting. If you are having him in the squad, you've got to start him. So I really don't see the sense behind it. Like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says, common sense is not common sense anymore. So that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to say. And the next question, oh brother, this is the best question, the standing out question of the week, the question of the year, the question of the season, by a journalist to a manager. Write this down. Get your pen, get that piece of paper right now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's favorite Andy Cole moment. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for these questions. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's favorite Andy Cole moment, and who he thinks in the current squad has those attributes of Andy Cole. I think it was also because of his birthday, but really Andy Cole's moment and what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks about his mate. Get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's number, phone him, and then have a chat with him before you go to bed. Hi Ollie, I'm about to go to bed, but before I do, I just wanted to ask you, so what do you think about Andy Cole's moments? What do you think? Who do you think looks like Andy Cole? How is his pace? Ask all that crap. I really did not quote out this question because I thought it was a stupid question to be asked. I know it's his birthday, but you leave that aside. Just because it's an individual's birthday, you don't go out to a manager who's played with him and ask about him. Then you've got to each and every press conference, each and every pre-match press conference, if there is a birthday. So it was Zidane's birthday last week. He's been a legend. Is he going to come to Manchester United? So it was Lukaku's birthday last week. He's a Manchester United player and he moved to Chelsea. Would you believe that? Who do you think is like Lukaku in Manchester United squad? Really, I'm not quite sure what is going on with this journalist. I did not quote out that specific question. I'm not quite sure what is going on with the journalist, like I told you. But moving on to the next question. I think this was an okay question, a good question to be asked considering the atmosphere around Manchester United, and that is Jesse Lingard's future and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plans with Jesse Lingard at Manchester United. After we've seen all these news coming out saying that Jesse Lingard wants to move in January as well. And what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did have to say is that Jesse Lingard's had a good start to this season. Of course, he's come on and scored a few goals for us, scored a few goals for us. That's been very important for us. We want to prolong his contract. We see him as an important player for us. It's up to him and maybe up to me to give him more playing time because he deserves it. You look at it this way: if you are going to give Jesse Lingard play time, you are only allowed to make 3 substitutions if you are going to bring him a substitution. If you are going to bring him as a substitute, then you're going to leave the likes of Jadon Sancho out when you leave him out because Rashford's coming in. You've got Paul Pogba because you start Fred and McTominay on the bench, so you're going to leave Paul Pogba out. Then you've got Greenwood who starts definitely. Are you going to leave these crucial players like Edinson, Cavani, and Matic who can change that game? You're not going to give game time to the likes of Dalot and Telles, who I think needs more game time, who I think will be needed in the future because maybe there can be more injuries. We've seen Shaw being injured this season. We've seen Shaw being injured frequently, and the lack of game time for Telles did not really work out apart from that wonder goal he scored. I think Dalot should be given more game time. Telles should be given more game time. Van de Beek should be given more game time. Sanchez should be starting on that right flank. Are you going to omit all these and going to give are you going to give Jesse Lingard when you've got so much more quality who is better than Jesse Lingard on that bench and on that squad? Because if I am Lingard, I know Lingard wants to stay in Manchester United. I've said this throughout the past shows. Lingard's got to move for the best of Manchester United, for the best of his career, and for the best of the team he goes to. That is most probably a West Ham or an Everton, because wherever he goes to, if it's going to be Everton, if it's going to be West Ham, if it's going to be Newcastle, he'll be the standout player and it'll be for the best of his career. He'll be once again a regular pick for that England squad as well, and I think he'll be able to make an appearance for the World Cup in England as well. So Jesse Lingard's got to think hard about this. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I know he does not use his brains quite often and gives certain players quite a lot of game time than they deserve to, like in fact the likes of Fred McTominay and Jesse Lingard, because you can start Matic, you can start Pogba in that midfield pivot, you can start Van de Beek, instead you go for McFred and it's cost us games. It has literally cost us games and maybe even a title race. You talk about title races this season, I'll tell you what, don't have hopes for a title race, but do count on a top 4 race, let me tell you that. Well, that is pretty much it from the pre-match press conference, and we move on to the predicted score lines and predicted lineups. So do give your predictions on the score as well, and if you do get it right, I'll give you a shout out the next show and on our Instagram page as well. So yes, do send in your prediction lineups and the score as well on the live chat. If you do want to shout out, definitely send in your predicted score. So my predicted score for this match, I know I've kept predicting a clean sheet. It's never been happening. Varane's injured, Maguire's injured, Lindelof and Bailey like to be at that defense, maybe even a Phil Jones, the almighty Phil Jones. And my prediction for the Leicester game is going to be 2-1. 2-1 is going to be my prediction. And for the predicted lineup, David De Gea on goal. Left back, it's going to be for me Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof, Eric Bailey, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and in that midfield I think it's going to be Pogba and Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes as the number 10. On the right wing it's going to be, I think, Jadon Sancho, Cristiano Ronaldo and Marcus Rashford. That is my predicted lineup for you. So do send in your predicted lineup on that live chat, and even your predicted scores. In fact, if you want to get a shout out, if you do get it right, that is, if you do get it right on the next show and on our Instagram channel as well. That is pretty much it for today, folks. And once again, if you are new, if you are watching this live, if you are not watching this live, but if you are new to this channel, do give us a subscribe, give this video a like, share this video as well. We are at 129 subscribers, so get us to 150 by the 31st of October. Football is back, Premier League is back. Manchester United take on Leicester City tomorrow at 7 p.m. if I'm not wrong. That is, I think it is at 7 p.m. if I'm not wrong. Let me just double check on that as well. So like I told you, yes, Premier League is back, football is back, Manchester United is back, and yes, the man we've been waiting for, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is back. Plenty of questions to be asked. He has to deal with the questions. The game is at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. Do watch that and tune in on Sunday at 10 p.m. for the match reaction and player ratings. Until I see you next Sunday for the match reaction and player ratings at 10 p.m., have a good night and a blessed weekend. This is the United Forum.